Well, review time for Scaring the Hose. And I want to start with a fact. A fact. This album scares the hose. I play it for my wife one time. Just the one. And that was all she needed to hear. Her comments on the album were she liked the parts between the songs because it felt like she could catch her breath. And when the album was over, she said, well, it makes me appreciate his other music more. Ironically, the song that she enjoyed the most was Scaring the Hose. She said she liked the alto saxophone, and I really like the clapping going on that track. But she liked that one. But overall, not quite her jam, which is great, right? I like that. I love the album. I think it's fantastic. The question was posed to me last night. Okay, Bob, which one's your favorite? What do you think is better? LP, because I love LP, or Scaring the Hose? Some of you might be surprised to find I like LP more. I still favor LP. Although I do feel the two albums in direct comparison to each other, it's not a fair comparison. I feel like it's like a game, right? Like a video game where you can be the barbarian or the wizard or whatever. Like, yeah, you're playing the same game, but when you pick the different class, it's a different experience. And so, yes, it's JPEG Mafia. Yes, it's his creativity, his chaos, his controlled nonsense that sounds amazing in the end. I don't know how he manages to pull it off. But Scaring the Hose, pretty different from LP, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but yeah, I still prefer LP. In terms of favorite tracks, what do I got here? I think for me, barely, Garbage Pail Kids just edges out Scaring the Hose for my favorite track. Those two, oh my God, man. I don't even know how many times I listened to tracks 3 and 4 just over and over again. Like, love both of those tracks so much. I love that Peggy on Scaring the Hose has got me like head nodding. The damn clapping, like that's just crazy to me. Cool, but crazy. Never thought I'd see the day where I was just fucking jamming out to someone clapping with a bit of an echo to it, you know? Perfect is great. I really like that one. Jack Harlow Combo Meal really grew on me. Heaven on Earth really grew on me. Where do you get your coat from? I really, really like that track. There's only one that I don't have a heart next to. Shut your bitch ass up. I like it when the beat switches and it drops into Muddy Waters, but I don't, that first like 10, 15 seconds that like, oh, I'm just not into it. So I actually kind of skip that one from time to time. But overall, I mean, top to bottom, what a fucking ride, man. JPEG Mafia is brilliant. Still my favorite artist. It's cool to come into this album and listen to it and go, okay, yeah, I'm expecting the unexpected, and I got exactly what I was expecting. Just crazy, wild nonsense that I would have never imagined. What I also like too about the tracks is, you know, on the surface level, if you listen to this album, it sounds like just crazy, wild beats and distortion and just all over the place, right, with the sound. But when you kind of like spread it out a little bit, each track, there's some distinguishing sounds between the tracks. You know, Orange Juice Jones, it's very different from God Loves You. Kingdom Heart Keys has got a cool sound to it. Jack Harlow Combo Meal's got a cool sound to it. So it starts out heavy and loud, and then Perfect brings in the horns. It's just got a cool mix from song to song. So good variety for an album that is also consistently pretty heavy, in my opinion. What else we got here? Oh, I put a note. I listened to it over the weekend quite a bit. I was really getting into it. But then every now and then when I would go back to it, like if I would take a break from it and listen to something else, I'd put it on and be like, Jesus, like, man. And I started to wonder if I was turning into Danny Glover from the Lethal Weapon series of, you know, I'm getting too old for this shit, right? So I was pretty happy that JPEG Mafia could make something loud enough to even scare me. Like apparently I'm a bit of a hoe from time to time because this shit kind of scares me sometimes. But I do love how there's so much energy in the production because JPEG Mafia, in terms of his rapping, his vocals, his flow, I've always felt like he's brought the fucking heat, right? Always. And I've always loved his production too, but I feel like now they're neck and neck. Where before it was kind of Peggy putting the fire on top of the production. Now both are just on fire throughout, which is pretty fucking cool. Danny sounds great too. I got a note there. I was thinking about Danny Brown and his vocal performance, and people have been complaining about the mixing. I've seen that online. Funny enough, Anthony Fantano put out a video yesterday talking about it, but throughout the weekend, like on Twitter, on Reddit, on Discord, I was kind of browsing around, which is something I don't normally do, but I'll talk about the mixing here in a bit. I was listening just to Danny, and it sounded so cool to listen to Danny because his performance, there's something about his performance, in my opinion, where he just sounds free. He sounds like a guy who, and actually this kind of gets into the concept, in my opinion, the concept of the album. Because to me, there is a deeper concept here. And I guess really I could talk about it now. It's the idea of scaring the hoes, right? Like what does that mean? And on the surface level, it's pretty obvious, right? Like this crazy shit that nobody wants to listen to. But to me, I think it goes a little further. And I thought of this great analogy, this movie, right? This opening scene from a movie that has the perfect summary for what scaring the hoes is all about. And since I'm talking about a movie and I'm talking about JPEG Mafia, the parallel is obvious. You're already thinking about the movie. You already know it. That's right. Lego Batman. That's right. You already knew that. You knew I was going to say that. If you've never seen the Lego Batman movie, check it out. It's a great, very entertaining, very fun, great jokes. But the opening sequence to that movie, the first 30 seconds is brilliant. Because we saw it, I think we saw it in the theater. We own it. I think we saw it in the theater too. But, it's a kid movie. The parents show up. They got their kids. It's Lego. It's Batman. It's fun. It's happy. It's yay, right? Nothing scary. Anything like that. And it starts out, it's a black screen. And it's Will Arnett, who does a great Batman, deep voice. And it's like black. All important movies start with black. And then like the music's kind of building up and it's all creepy, intense music. The kind that makes parents and studio executives nervous, right? And it's this great little joke because I'm sure at that moment the parents are like, what the fuck? Why are you scaring my kids? Like I came to see a good, happy, fun movie and now it's dark and my 6-year-old little Timmy's getting scared because it's all creepy and shit. And then, it goes into the logos and it just takes a nice, fun turn from there. But I feel like that little joke is a perfect summary of what this album is. Because when you think about that line, the kind that makes parents and studio executives nervous, to me, that's who this album scares. Specifically, the executives, or even more so, anybody who would be around an artist or a creative person who is making money off of that person's product and says, no. We need to maximize audience engagement. No. We need to make the brand stronger so people recognize. No. We need to improve the profit margin. Like people who only care about making fucking money, not the actual art. Those are the hoes. And that is who JPEG Mafia is scaring with this album. And I love it. And I think in the sense of that concept and what the album is doing, if that's even true. I mean, this is all just my take on it, right? I love that's what's going on. And so when I listen to Danny rapping, doing all this crazy shit like he does, and doing it so well, he just sounds free. He sounds like a guy who's rapping on an album with a buddy, and he knows I can say whatever the fuck I want. At no point, JPEG Mafia is going to roll up and go, hey, Danny, no, don't say that. No, say whatever you want. I don't care. And because of that, I feel like Danny's just doing anything he wants, and he feels free. He sounds free, in my opinion. And then the same thing with the production, too. And I got a whole batch of notes here about, with LP, JPEG Mafia went through that bit of a struggle. I don't know all the details, but like there's an online version that went through, the label approved one. There's the offline version, which is what JPEG Mafia wanted. The songs are different. The arrangement's different. I guess some of the sound and stuff is different. Clearly there was a struggle there between the artistic intent of the album and what we needed to put out so that people would like it and spend money on it, right? In LP, one of my favorite songs off that album is OG. And when you get to the end of that song, super short song, I love it. He's talking about how, I'm going to work them like they've been working me. And when this album's done, I ain't going to work for nobody for free. And when this album's done, I ain't going to work for nobody but me, right? Like there's this celebration. I'm finally out from these fucking people who won't let me make the music I want to make. And then Danny Brown at the end of Give 'Em Hell For It, off of Atrocity Exhibition. The final lines off of that, I just want to make music, fuck being a celebrity, because the songs that I write leave behind my legacy. So you've got two guys who are basically saying in their own music, God damn, I just want to make music. Let me make music. And that's what this album is. It's them doing whatever the fuck they want, and it's brilliant. I absolutely love it. And now I'll get into the mixing comments, because there's been so many people, well, I shouldn't say so many people, plenty of comments about the vocals sound bad, they're buried, the mixing's bad. I wish they would have mixed it like this. I wish they would have. And that's fine, right? We all get our own opinion about how it sounds and if we enjoy it or not, or what have you. But I feel like people are leaving out an important part of this discussion, and that is the artistic intent, the artistic expression. And it reminds me of the conversation I had with, I think it was Nima, like a year ago, where we were talking about Playboi Carti and drawing the parallel between Impressionism painting and how back then you had to paint super real paintings or it was crap, you were a bad painter. And then these Impressionists came in and just like, no, I'm going to paint it like this. Well, you can't. Yes, I fucking can. It's the same kind of a thing with the mix. And I feel like with JPEG Mafia and the vocals, especially the vocals, there's so many times where, yes, it does sound like the vocals are like maybe buried or off to the side, or they have this weird layer on them. But I take that as Peggy taking the actual vocal performance itself and twisting it into another layer of the production. It's part of the sound. I remember saying that during the reaction. I remember which track it was. And I said, God damn, Danny sounds like part of the production, even though he doesn't usually rap like that. So that's what I like. That's what I like. And that's why I personally don't have a problem with the mixing. I kind of love the mixing. I love that it's just distorted and it's grindy and it's loud. Because if the vocals were clean and clear, I don't think it'd sound that good. So there you go. There's my take on Scaring the Host. Great album. Really enjoyed it. Super glad I got to do a JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown album in real time. Lots of fun. Glad the stream went well. It seems like everybody enjoyed that, so that was fun. I got plenty of feedback on the lyrics window. I'll fix that next time I do that. And there you go. Tomorrow, I'm going to do my review of an album called Dummy by Stoic Beats and Rayanne. Cool fucking album. Very like classic sound. I'll talk more about that tomorrow. Great album though. Highly recommended. This is from the winner of the Buog for March. And then Friday will be No Thank You by Little Sims. I've been dying to hear this fucking album for 3 months now. I've been pushing it back for other things. I'm doing Little Sims. I kind of honestly have like a bit of little crush on Little Sims. She's great. She's brilliant. I'm really looking forward to listening. Looking forward to it, whatever the words are. I've been talking for 14 minutes. I'm done. There you go. Take care, guys. Where's my mouse?